the burglars bold, but they were determined. They used a sledgehammer to get through 2 feet of granite and brick to get inside, and then they had to pass the cases through. Act 2 students spend most of their weekends on this bus, traveling to churches where they do ministry. Firefighters arrived on the scene to find that the first fire hydrant that they hooked up to wasn't working, so they simply found another one. Experts say that having a memorial service or even buying a headstone could aid in the grieving process because it gives a sense of finality in the death of a pet. A lot of passersby stopped to watch, but only a few jumped into the water to help. In the past few days, Atlanta police have just arrested someone for riding by on a bicycle and snatching people's iPhones. In the middle of exercise trends, there is one that calls itself a party with the workout. Zumba is the latest dance workout that is high in cardio and popularity. Zumba instructor Rachel Elise Weems feels leading these classes is more than just a normal job.
Really, it's a lot of fun. I don't mind getting paid to work out. It's fun. But it's just the environment you get to go work out. It doesn't feel like work. I've really gotten to meet a lot of neat people through it. It's really kind of a social time.
While some people choose to work out in regular gyms, these girls choose to join the party and go to Zumba.
Rachel Elise teaches 3 Zumba classes a week, and I was even able to join in on one of these parties. First-time participant Jennifer Miller feels this workout is different from other workouts.
Well, like in the gym and stuff, I definitely don't sweat as much. When I do Insanity, it's a little different, but it's a different workout. But for dancing, I think this was really intense. I don't think I ever get that much of a workout from dancing around in my room, so.
So through all of the hype, what is the real result of Zumba?
I used to be 30 pounds heavier than what I have been. I kind of started running and doing Zumba. Zumba is kind of what kicked that off. So I've lost about 30 pounds. It's really great for rhythm and coordination and strength training. So I've definitely seen some physical benefits.
So for these girls, Zumba is much more than just the bright colors and music. Reporting and dancing for Vision 48 News, this is Natalie Roush.
Everyone enjoys being in the pool on a hot Friday afternoon in July, except if you are behind the wheel of an out-of-control car. A car careens down this hill, smashes into this fence, and lands in this pool where just 15 minutes earlier, children were swimming.
So the pool was completely empty. Nobody was in there, thank God, and it saved probably a worse tragedy.
Carrie Cloud was driving by when she says she saw the car plunge into the pool. She and another Good Samaritan jumped into the pool and pulled the driver to safety.
A lot of people wouldn't, and gladly I wasn't raised like that. That could have been my brothers, could have been my husband, one of my kids when they got older. All I could think, it could have been somebody close to me, and I would want somebody to stop and help them.
After the man was safely out of the pool, tow truck driver Antoine Wheat had to figure out how to remove the Toyota Camry from its watery resting place.
Well, I've been doing this towing for 2 years now. This is my first incident that I had to actually go in the pool. I've been wanting to go swimming all summer, but I did not want to swim like this.
The driver is being treated in Grady Hospital, and Carrie Cloud is wishing him the best.
I'm not sure if he went around because of the health issues or if he was just in a hurry, but I'm gonna drive safe next time, and I'm glad he's okay.
Students at universities all over the country are faced with the dilemma of being several hours away from their registered voting precinct. But with this election being so crucial for our nation's future, students are realizing that their votes really do matter.
I feel really strongly about voting just because I feel like this election is really important because it's determining not only our future but our children's future ahead of us. And I think it's bad if we put that in the hands of people who really aren't going to be here for the effects of the election.
So for students who know the importance of voting but are far away from home, there are some options.
I drove all the way back to Tennessee to put in my vote because I think especially people who are in their 20s, like this election, you know, it's their future that they're determining. So I think you should do everything in your power to determine your future.
I'm from Pennsylvania, so clearly it's harder for me to go home, especially on a Tuesday, or even for early voting, because it's hard to just buy a plane ticket to go home. So I did absentee ballot voting, and I just do fill out a thing and then mail it into your county, and they'll just mail you a ballot that you fill out and mail back in. So it really wasn't that difficult. It's just taking the time to actually go to the website and print out the stuff that you need to print out. So
Students should mail their absentee ballot at a campus post office or local post office at least a week before Election Day to make sure their vote is counted.
So when it comes to voting and you're not in your registered state, it is always worth the extra effort to vote early or absentee. You're voting for your future, and your vote is your voice. Reporting for Vision 48 News, this is Natalie Roush. Students on North Greenville University's Drama Ministry Team, Act 2, know what it's like to be busy. Getting a degree alone takes a lot of hard work, but these students also give of their time and talent to minister to others. Act 2 travels to a different venue almost every weekend to perform, a commitment Campus Ministry Director Mason Easterling has planned for.
You have to meet academic requirements to remain a member of one of our ministry teams. And it's important to get your schoolwork done. The Lord has blessed us with some nice minibuses to travel in, so there's really not a reason why they can't rest and study, but it's all in time management, really.
Act 2 students spend most of their weekends on this bus, traveling to churches where they do ministry.
Once the team arrives at the church, they set up and run through the show to rehearse. It's definitely not all business, though. Junior theater major and team member Timothy Whitson certainly enjoys his time.
I wanted to join mainly for the experience of being on a drama team, and I'd heard a lot of the folks who've been on previous teams talk about the experiences they had and that they had a lot of fun. And so I mainly joined for the experience of it.
Senior broadcast media major and fellow team member Josh Weir does, however, realize the sacrifice it takes to be part of such a ministry.
Being on Act 2 has been stressful in a ways because we don't have that weekly ability to go to a church and be part of a church body and grow every week. But it's cool because we get to go out and be the ministry that other people get to grow with.
So even with the stresses and high demands, the students on Act 2 are ministering to people's lives. Reporting for WNGR, this is Natalie Roush.
Early Thursday morning, while most people were sleeping, alarms from a West Marietta Street package store called Atlanta police. When they arrived, the investigators were surprised to find two men still on the scene.
One of the subjects took off running towards the rear of the business, and it just so happened there's a train track running behind the business, and he jumped a 10-foot wall back behind the business and jumped on a train that was going eastbound into the city. The other subject was able to escape. He ran westbound on West Marietta.
Not only were the burglars bold, but they were determined. They used a sledgehammer to get through 2 feet of granite and brick to get inside, and then they had to pass the cases through. The two men had over $10,000 worth of alcohol in their SUV. The owner was amazed at their determination, but also relieved that the police had arrived in time to scare them off, leaving the alcohol behind.
Yes, it makes me surprised the way they use everything ready, stolen car and tools, and they have about 2-3 hours to dig in the whole building. You know, they make a lot of damage, but we're lucky we got all our stuffs.